is Penny Davis, on site at yet another one of my favorite places. This is a preserve. I love to come here to observe birds. We also see things like alligators from time to time, and then if you pass a little log in the water, you're apt to see some turtles sunning themselves. So far I've seen all of those today. I never tire of watching the habits and activities and antics of birds. I wonder if you feel that way about your children. Right now, I am peering, of course with my tool, right through this little gap in the foliage. I'm looking at a female anhinga sitting on that dead branch. Well, that was on cue. It's as if that bird was saying, "Here I am, is this my good side?" That was the call that you heard. I love watching birds. In order to get maximum benefit, I need to be very quiet and very still, and sometimes it requires sitting or standing in one place for a long time. I learn more about wildlife by observing myself than I do reading my many books. Now, how does this become a tool for our children? The tool that I was thinking about specifically that goes so well with this little activity of mine, bird watching, is how God tells us in the Word, "Be still and know that I am God." I see a lot of young people today who do not know the meaning of be still. Everything in their lives is hurry up and of course then wait, but scurry here, scurry there. They don't have time to be children anymore. And I do want to urge parents, this is so important. We need to teach our children to be still, to listen. I'm listening to nature right now, but the practice I have at listening to nature has helped me learn to sit at God's feet and listen to what He needs to say. Are you teaching your children this? When our son was young, and I'm talking about 2, 3, and 4, we trained him in something that was rather unusual. He needed a quiet time each day, and we made him a little carpet out of squares which we glued together and we put in his room, and we told him, you can spend your quiet time on this carpet and you can play with any of the toys or read any of the books that you can reach from this carpet. Of course, we put things in his reach so that he had some things. This gave him hours of quiet time over a week. Each day we built up the time as he got a little older until he could easily do an hour to an hour and a half. We had a reward system, and provided that he did what we'd asked him to do and stay in that quiet area, he was rewarded with something that to him was a hot button. You'd need to find your own child's hot button. In contrast, a number of years ago when I was teaching in a school and I was teaching teenagers, I happened to ask one day why they had done a certain thing that was an element of disobedience, and did they not understand that that was in the Bible and there were some specific instructions about not doing what they'd done. To my absolute surprise,
I knew that you knew that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
these young people who profess to be Christians had no idea that this was in the Bible. One should not be shocked about anything to do with teenagers, I've learned that, but I somehow was. And I asked them, I said, are you guys in the Word having your devotions every day? The answer has never left me. It saddened my heart. No, they said, to a person in a class of about 24. We don't have time. You see, we come to school all day, and then when we leave school, we have this variety of activities that we have to go and do. And the activities were all good, wholesome activities. They range from things like music lessons to all different types of sports, to horseback riding, you name it. And of course there was some volunteering wherever their parents wanted them to volunteer as good citizens. Most of them told me they would get home about 9 or 10 at night. Of course, the mom and me wondered what they ate for supper, but obviously that's why there's so many fast food restaurants these days. But beyond that, they then said to me, when we get home, we have 2, 3, 4 hours of homework, depending on the age that these young people were. We go to bed exhausted. We wake up in the morning to start all over again. No, we don't have time for devotions. What an indictment on us adults, Christian moms and dads, who are not training their children to satisfy the spirit first. We have to allow our children to have quiet time. We need to teach this from weenie ones, little ones. And then we need to help them make that a priority as they get older. If they don't do this, they will go into adult life crippled in their spirits. None of us want to launch crippled children.